Please pray with me. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for this gathering of city officials and citizens that come to see the processes that take place during these council meetings. We're grateful for all the activity this time of year, for the opportunity to share with those in need with the community programs that take place in the community. Be with us tonight and let the decisions we make be of the most benefit for our town and our people. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have your packet, the minutes from the meeting of November 15th.
Motion.
Motion second. Motion second. Any discussion or corrections? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any committee reports, public safety.
I don't believe I have anything at this time for the public.
We will have a closed meeting after the
Yes.
regular meeting today.
Yes.
Street,
Oh, sure. We had a meeting with members of the ward that our new sidewalk plan was to go into. The entire street committee was there for that meeting. We had 24 people there. Of the 24, 19 were members of that ward, and we had 18 did not want the project to go through. One person in that ward did. We also had 53 signatures from people who did not want to go through, have that program go through. So at this time, we've canceled the sidewalk. We also would like to move, sidewalk committee particularly needs to know this. We announced that we invited anybody that wanted to come to sidewalk or to street committee meetings to do so. So and normally it's going to be the fourth Tuesday of every month. But this month, because of the holidays, we're going to move it up to December 13th if we can, to try to get a little business taken care of before the year is out.
What time?
We'll go with 5:30, if you could do that, please.
Let's go to 6:30.
We'll go, I'm sorry?
Let's go to 6:30.
6:30? Okay, 6:30, and we'll have it at the street department. That's it.
finance department.
We haven't gotten any of the current report from finance, but I need to apologize to the city council members. At the last council meeting, I very emphatically said that I would not have anything to do with the windbreak at the dog pound.
Change your mind.
I had ordered some other material to reinforce the new roof over it, and in the process, I determined that I could probably take care of the windbreak also. So with the aid of the two guys in probation and parole, the windbreaks are put in place.
Thank you.
I just apologize for lying to the council and the mayor.
We thank you for your efforts.
They're in good shape, thank you. We'll have the finances after for the second meeting, I'm sure.
Chamber comment?
Well, I just have a short report tonight. The Show Me Duck Showdown, our next tourism event, is happening this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. As hoped for, we have garnered interest from teams from Arkansas who have signed up, and potentially some from Dyersburg, Tennessee. So spent a lot of time on the phone with those teams explaining to them how it works and what we hope for. So definitely highlight our waterfowl tourism industry that we have in our community, and that's the goal of this event. So that is happening Saturday and Sunday. Anyone that would like to come and watch the check-in, it's kind of a fun experience, and it will be happening at the American Legion from 7 to noon on both Saturday and Sunday. And then also the only other thing I have is that, I've been applying for designated marketing organization status for the county through the state tourism department, and we have not heard yet if we've been granted that status, but we're early on that. We weren't supposed to know until December 16th, so hopefully I'll come back the next meeting or the first in January, knowing if we earn that status.
Good deal.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
You want this
I'm assuming this is the employee handbook that everybody has.
It was taken and we'll vote on it at the next meeting.
Okay, this, all the revisions should be done, maybe not all of Mr. Freeman's revisions, but a lot of revisions have been done. So if you would just read over it, check it, and if you have any questions, concerns, anything, just please try to get those resolved before the next meeting, because the next meeting, I'm gonna make a recommendation that we get it passed. And I'd really like it to be passed this time. If you would, just look over it, if you have any problems, contact me or the clerk or department head, and we'll get those problems resolved as well. It worked? Thank you.
It will be on paper, not chipped in stone, so you can make changes in the future.
I'm sure there'll be some more changes.
Departmental reports, Street?
Very quickly, out of bounds here just a little bit, but while Ms. Combs is still here, I'd like to recognize her tonight. She spearheaded the Lions Club effort last night for a community event with Santa Claus at American Legion Building. We had in the neighborhood of a good guesstimate of over 1,000 people attend that. Many of them we feel like came from our surrounding area, and this is a trade center for them. Whether they did any shopping or not, there was a reason to come to Kennett and put Kennett in a good light, which is one of the things that the council is trying to do, as well as the civic club. The kudos go to Ms. Combs for getting all that done.
That's why I look so tired today.
She put a lot of care and effort into physical work. Also, a thank you to you all. We picked up the generator surplus property last week. We're very pleased with the way it looks. Like to thank City Light Gas and Water. The engine runs real well. It's down at their place for them to check out the electrical part of it. We think it's going to be okay. We've got 30 days to return it, but we appreciate them doing that part of work for us. The GPS mapping that you approved for the stormwater plan, we've gotten paper maps with the storm drains that they already had. We've gone in and marked many, many more that we knew where they were. We're preparing the next week to start the field work where we can drive the streets and try to do that as efficiently as possible to start getting that done. Then we'll print them again and look at them and, what to do, and then we'll have to do dot to dot to draw it all in. But the process hopefully will be starting next week. Thanks.
Thank you.
Conversation?
Do have a couple of things. I want to remind everyone, the holiday season's coming up, just a little time to put in a pitch for fire safety. This time of the year, we want to ask folks to be extra careful. We want their holiday and Christmas to be happy and joyful. It's terrible to suffer a fire loss around Christmas time. It seems like it's worse than any other time of the year. So remember, if you put up a green tree, remember to put up one that's full, fresh, and green. If the bristles are falling off of it, the leaves, it's probably best not to put electricity to that. They don't go well together. Remember extension cords, not to overuse those things. They're made for temporary use, usually one outlet at a time. Unplug them when you're through with them. Makes a better, happy experience as well. Also, smoke detectors. I was telling the committee tonight that the fire department has partnered with the Red Cross to put up smoke detectors in needy folks' houses this year. Red Cross is doing all the screening. They're meeting certain criteria when they apply for those. They've given us the smoke detectors. We go out and meet with those folks. It gives us an opportunity to share with them the fire safety escape plan, to cover fire safety topics with them, and to install at least one working smoke detector in their house. Also, this time of year, we want everybody to be careful with cooking and with heating equipment. Space heaters, we're going to see more and more of those. The weather gets a little hotter. Use those sparingly. stay in the room with them, unplug them when you're through with them at night. Don't overload those things as well. And also, we need to be careful with the cooking. Just a quick word, the carnival that went on last night, again, thank you, Melissa, for giving the Firefighters Association the opportunity to go out and participate with that. The guys got together, we rented a bouncy house. We had several hundred children through there. Everything went well, no injuries, well supervised. And the firefighters wanted to give something back to the community, so that's what we did, we prompted that. Again, we just want everybody to have a safe, blessed Christmas and a good holiday season. Merry Christmas to y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions? Thank you.
Looking through the Getting the old business, talked about employee handbook. It's been a process or a journey, whatever you want to describe it. I think we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Cleaning out the ditches. Still in process, finally.
I did hear from the conservation department after I inquired about any updates, and was informed that our proposal would be considered in the next fiscal year. So it's, there will be no activity on that until at least July.
It's better than a straight up no.
Better than straight up now.
If you all will recall, several meetings ago, a request was given to the council to purchase some furniture for the police department. And at that time, an amount of $10,000 was granted for the purchase. The money is available, but before it is ordered, we just wanted to bring it up to the council one more time and be sure that there is no problem with that, since the money is available. It's in the police department reserve.
I don't see any reason not to buy the furniture, then. The money's been earmarked and set aside for it.
I'll make a motion.
Have a motion, have a second?
Second.
Motion is second, any further discussion?
This wasn't the budgeted item, or was it?
It was not a budgeted item. It came along because we were fixing up the building, and they have old hand-me-down furniture.
I thought it got brought up whenever there was a case going on and there was several state patrol and everything sitting on the floor because there was no place to sit and
Right.
people walking in, and it was just a very unsecure area.
Well, it didn't
just
look nice.
not feasible for.
Has there been an estimate made on how much it will actually cost? Will we spend the whole $10,000?
Can we get,
We won't spend the whole $10,000.
I thought they presented us with a map, or maybe that was just a public safety committee.
They
The
did,
furniture, the
but-
layout.
Yeah,
but Johnny's gone, and so I couldn't get
I
it
think it was
today.
around 9 maybe.
Well, I was thinking it was less than
Yeah.
10.
It's less than 10,
That was,
and that's also with them delivering it and setting it up.
But yeah, when we have cases going on and you have patrolmen and state patrolmen sitting on the floor trying to.
I wanted to make the public aware that we could probably not spend the entire 10,000. Making efforts to, possibly we can.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. For the new business, as the witness for Daniel Stewart,
First reading is an ordinance rezoning a certain parcel from R1
single-family residential to B2 general business, a part of the southwest quarter or the southeast quarter of Section 2, Township 18 North, 99 East, in the city of Kennett, Duncan County, Missouri. You recall we had a public hearing on this at the last meeting. This is the request for a funeral home to rezone the property immediately behind or south of their existing property, and for the purpose of building a new funeral home and crematory.
And they was just gonna build a new one right behind there. to make
Yes,
it
that's
public
what-
parking,
yeah.
correct? Motion. Second.
Motion second.
Aye.
This is first reading.
Yeah, you don't have to roll call.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'll get it straight with you.
Second reading, an ordinance rezoning a certain parcel from R1 single-family residential to B2 general business, a part of the southwest quarter or the southeast quarter of Section 2, Township 18 North, Range 9 East, in the city of Kennett, Duncan County, Missouri.
Motion.
Second.
Motion second. This time we get it.
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Aye.
Next item we have is to set December 20th for a public hearing to rezone part of the Greenfield subdivision.
No, we'll just have a hearing on December 20th,
What time will that hearing be?
6:30.
6:30.
It's just the regular council meeting.
Need a motion.
I really have nothing to report tonight. Open the floor for public comments. Anyone would like to address the council? Come on up.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for having me today. My name is Hillary Burton. I am a resident of Ward 2 here in Kennett, and I work at the Duncan County Caring Council here. And I was present at the special council meeting for the street committee to talk about the sidewalk project. And I was one of the attendees that was in support of this sidewalk project. And after attending the meeting and feeling like there wasn't enough of us showing our support, we got together, a few people, and put together a petition to show our support in favor of continuing the project, to add the phase 2 and the phase 3 of the walking trail as it is proposed right now. So I have this petition I'd like to present to the council that has 101 signatures on it. And most of the people that have signed this petition do live in Ward 2. And some of them do not live in Ward 2, but either go to church in Ward 2 or have family that lives in Ward 2, or some that have a connection to the ward. And also, everybody on this list comes from different walks of life, different economic backgrounds, different racial backgrounds. Just it runs the gamut. It's a very diverse petition, so we would like to present this to you all in support of, to show that there is a good amount of people in support of this project, and we hope that it can maybe make a difference in whatever decision that is made from here forward.
Thank you.
Would you present that to Mr.
Yes.
Thank you.
Coleman?
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Jim?
Can't get enough of this place.
No, good evening, and I wish y'all voted this handbook in. It's something that I carried over my time. Don't do it, you know?
Twice now.
Oh, goodness.
We can put a memorial page in the front of it.
I know. And Mr. Mayor, it does take a few years to get over this roll call votes every now and then, so I can testify to that.
My memory's selective anyway.
Yes, sir. Well, good evening. Jay Crafton. I live at 2271 First Street. And last house leaving town on the right-hand side. So, but I come to you this evening. I called the mayor last week and spoke with Ms. Reiter, city clerk. And like many of us that does not attend or does not watch this council meeting, because I had all one for several years, but we've read that there's been some financial issues with the city. Concerns, maybe not issues, but concerns. So I went ahead and asked the clerk for the copy of the budget and current revenues, same paperwork you all get. Just give you an outsider's perspective. I know in your chairs, I called it a bubble, but sometimes you don't realize or don't see some areas that are out there. Maybe not. I understand we're $60,000 in the hole. Mr. Wither, correct? Is that the sales tax
Well, yes,
now
or more than that.
on the income side? Looking at the budget, I will have to say this. Mr. Wither, in charge of the finance committee, great job. Setting up a rainy day fund. It is a pleasure, Mr. Mayor and the clerk and whoever else is involved. That's something that we fought to do, and I'm glad to see that it's actually taken place. For those of you that were not here prior to passing sales tax number 2, or what we call replacement tax, budget then was very difficult, to say the least. We worked off a budget of the property taxes, and the license that we replaced with sales tax 2 was brought in revenue of $900,000. 200 of which, and I'm using round numbers, but 200 of which went to the park department. So we worked with $700,000. The proposal at that time estimated, it was by long run average, at the lowest year possible was $1.3 million. So they gave us a $400,000 increase in revenue. So you can only imagine working with the budget you have today, try to work with it what we had 4 years ago. It was difficult, to say the least. So kudos to you all for keeping the expenses down. And I understand you're working with numbers that's slightly down. We guessed wrong. And I say we because it's the city. You know, you all represent us, the city, and we're all in the same boat together. But, you know, we guessed wrong. It happens. That's part of it. But that's why we have that rainy day fund. We can take that fund, fill in the hole that what's here, but we can always revise and look at the budget, especially this time of year. This is 6 months into our budget. We can always look at that and see if there's any kind of modifications that we can make. And hopefully the revenue will go up 6 months down the road. And if it does not, then we need to look at the budget for next year accordingly. But, you know, that's a little history. The tax was, and it still is, providing economic development money. It's providing cleanup that our city desperately needs. It's providing capital purchases, and most importantly, the rainy day fund. Keep going back to that, but I'm pleased to see that you all support that and keep that going, because that's what the city needs. Issue that did not pass was another sales tax. Okay. Big ticket item on there was fire station. Now, I don't know the details of the fire station. If it was anything like it was a couple years back, you know, we were looking at a 4-bay firehouse with living quarters. I would like to share information, not in a public setting like this, but I would like to share information with anybody that wants it. I do have